Hi, I'm Doug Edwards. I'd like to invite you to join us at the next National Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit in Atlanta.
We need to win this battle. The term epidemic is used often, and it's true enough.
In this country right now, we lose 52,000 Americans. We lose a Vietnam every single year to drug overdose, 33,000 of those by opioid overdose. And I'm here to tell you that we as a nation need to say that is enough and it must be stopped.
You've brought prescription drug abuse, and now heroin, to the nation's attention. And that was a tough chore.
The summit is the largest annual gathering of stakeholders from all parts of our community coming together to talk about important issues impacting our communities related to drug abuse and addiction.
Last year, in 2016, New York City experienced over 1,300 overdoses. So when this announcement came out about this summit, we really became involved in trying to come here and see what other jurisdictions are doing to combat this epidemic.
So I want to see what all the different states are doing to see what it is that we can add. We want to give all of our clinicians tools in their toolbox. So I come here to learn to see what is this state doing, what is this state doing. Maybe that's something that we should be doing as well. So I like to learn from everyone.
I think that anytime you have public health, medicine, law enforcement, treatment, everybody's working together to address a situation, especially one that's such a public health impact as this. I think it's important.
They all come together in Atlanta once a year to talk about and develop strategies and plans to address this public health emergency.
People have recognized that this problem is more than a law enforcement problem, but we need law enforcement.
These include people from the law enforcement community, advocates, those working in treatment and prevention, those in the federal government, state governments, local governments, many different people, many different lives impacted by the opioid use crisis.
These folks who come to the National Drug Summit are here for a purpose. They have a passion. They want to work with others. They want to solve this problem.
We will come together and decide what we've learned here that we can apply to New York City and what will work, and possibly try it throughout the city.
The struggle is not the illness, but it's the silence that surrounds the suffering as a result of these illnesses.
One of the highlights of the National Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit is that lawmakers from many different parts of the country come together to talk about how the opioid crisis is not only impacting their communities, but what they're doing to address it.
This is my fourth time being at this conference, and I found this morning to be the most powerful session I've ever experienced, and that was with Newt Gingrich and Patrick Kennedy. And I loved the bipartisan partnership there. I loved what each one of them had to say.
The National Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit is a place to come together to not just talk about the problem, but to work together, to develop strategies, form new coalitions, find common ground, to take back to each of our communities to help address this public health crisis.
You're so focused sometimes in your own area, maybe you find something that's brand new that might work to help a certain population that you're dealing with, and I think that's what's important.
If you are a person who knows anything or has been touched in any way by substance abuse, whether it's in your personal life or in your work life or in your political life, you need to be at the RX Summit. You need to be around the table with others, sharing your ideas, listening to others, and taking away the best things to go back home and do something.
We need your input. We need your help. Please join us to be part of the solution at the next National Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit in Atlanta.